And we're unmuted. Yeah, look at that. Show production. What do you guys think? On point, motherfuckers.
Yeah, on point. Of course.
Alrighty, what's up, everybody? It is Sunday. It is Wolfbite Live. We are live.
Live?
Yeah, we are live. And we were
Live?
just informed we are competing with way too many people and we shouldn't do the show at this time, but we're going to do it anyways. Because you know what? This is the only time slot we got. Alrighty, so kind of, pretty much. I mean, I can't do the late night stuff. I gotta go to bed at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta play League.
Exactly. So. We're all good.
Best ADC NA, by the way. Best AD carry and North America.
This guy's winning that fantasy league. That guy right there. That guy.
No. I think okay, my fantasy league team kind of the League B, I kind of don't care. But the League A is what matters to me, kind of thing.
League B, I don't care, he says.
No, because okay, League A, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of things at stake in that league. So beating Stan is one thing, but winning the championship is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Yeah. Beating Dan is another thing, so
Gotta beat the Dan.
Gotta beat the Dan.
Lanta.
Which I might actually do.
Think so? You think so?
Maybe. We'll see.
Do you have a pretty good team on the League A?
I feel that League A is my better team than last year. Because last year I didn't know what I was doing. Drafting 2 kickers and then 3 defense and special teams. So there's that.
Who the hell drafts special teams?
As AO Vapes, he's drafted New England Patriots special teams in around freaking 4th round.
The only time you want to draft special teams is if you're drafting Cowboys, because that's the only way Cowboys score is special teams.
Here we go with the Cowboy talk.
Shots fired. Just saying. I live 45 minutes or so from Dallas, and I can't stand the Cowboys.
Arlington?
Yes, Arlington. Oh yeah, they're not even in Dallas anymore. They're actually in Arlington.
Arlington.
Oh yeah. That place from King of the Hill,
Arlington, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm watching the replay on this screen, and you just disappeared, and I was like, "Wait, when did that happen?" Alrighty, let's hit some bumpers here. You want to jump into some what have we been vaping, or the Buffets?
The
Buffets, the Jimmy Buffets. Here go the Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
All right, so Buffett, go. I did forget to mention Mike is not here. He apologizes to everybody, and he's just doing family time stuff. And yeah, rock on.
He's
buddy.
here, so he doesn't need to be. He's not here, so he's not needed to be.
And Siri goes off.
And Siri says, "I'm sorry too." And so yes, basically the Dreamer, the Vinda Dreamer, as Sammy calls it.
Yeah, it does look like a Vindicator Dreamer.
Yeah, and then I kind of like the constant contact, man. It's
oh yeah, trust me.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like it. I'll be honest with you. So there's that with the Ardent on top of it, and that Crunchy Sin, definitely again not sponsored by ClownVapes.com for all your vaping needs. Again, not sponsored. Next is the Bonaspati with the Vital on top of it, and that there's the Mint Me by ClownVapes.com. Again, definitely not sponsored by ClownVapes.com. And then I have this mod is sent to me by Nick Bissett. So Nick Bissett's
Nick Bissetti.
You'll know he's our grandfather here, but
Grandpa Bissett.
Yeah, Grandpa Bissett. So I have the Vaporesso Gem with the Axel on top of it.
Dude, actually the silver looks nice.
I like it. I like the silver. I haven't vaped any regulated mods in a while. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, put it in voltage mode. Seriously.
okay, let's do this. The
Yeah, he's gonna try to figure
hey,
it out.
DIY mode,
Yes, DIY
variable
mode.
voltage. So let's do. I know I can't do 4.2 already, so I'll put it like 3.75.
That's a weird number, but sure.
I kind of like it,
Yeah, it's like a mech, dude. It's awesome.
dude. Like,
Voltage mode is end all be all. I don't like wattage. I don't get wattage, but voltage I get all day, every day.
right? So
Yep.
I mean, let's do 4.2 volt. No, yeah, 4.2. But like before doing that, let's juice it up a little bit. I missed on that, but let's do this. Amazing.
Amazing, right? It's really
It's
nice.
life changing. You should try it.
Oh no, I know. We didn't get to my buffet yet.
Yeah, and in that I have El Jefe by clownvapes.com. Again, definitely not sponsored by clownvapes.com. And then Vicious Hand with a Reverie on top of it with Kapow. Next. Go, Clown.
Hemo.
No.
No. He says no, but then he has the vicious ant.
Dude, the Reverie's emo.
The Reverie is Hemo now because it's on the vicious ant. That's why.
See? Told you.
But you need to get you a Haku.
Haku!
Well, did you ever find that Citadel?
As of the moment, like I'm not currently like asking the guy for me to ship it.
Yeah.
Because I mean I'm okay, I'm an impatient guy, I know, but like I'm also an understanding guy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if there's something going on with you and I know it, I'm really understanding. As long as you let me know.
Look who's down there.
Look who's down there.
Yeah. He'll make
shit.
it. He'll make an appearance here in a second. But either way, yeah. Hopefully you get that Citadel soon though.
Yeah.
On top of that, you'll love it. I don't know. I personally like the Citadel. I am a Citadel fanboy. But yeah, there's Mr. Labworks. Last minute, I told him to jump on if he wanted to rant and rave and all that kind of thing. So,
Hell yeah.
hello, Labworks.
G'day, guys. Sorry, I'm really sick. I got a chest
Really?
infection. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I've got my sexy Australian voice on today for everyone.
There you go.
There you go. We can do ASMR now.
There you go. It's funny because I wanted to make a THC cardo joke, but I thought it was too far.
No.
Exactly.
It's like smoking out.
Hold your tongue.
I'll kill you for free for that one.
You'll kill me for free for that one.
Yay!
That's not even funny.
Dude, why do you make that joke, man?
No, I know. So yeah, we're doing buffets. You wanna go through yours?
I'm being very simple today. All I've got is a drop running Breestone's Coils and running the Kiwi Strawberry Lemonade. That's it. I'm being a good boy because I got cups of tea in front of me and I got spray so I can keep talking. That's it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Ooh. No menthol juices.
Well, this has got a cooling agent in it. I'm not a big proponent of menthol because they tear my chest apart.
Yeah.
I used to vape a lot of menthol,
No.
and I used to smoke a lot of menthol. But this day and age, no.
No.
I just play with cooling agents. Much
Yeah.
better for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
For sure.
You're a Buffett.
All right. So that was Mr. Labworks. Let me see. So yeah, we were talking Gen 2s. I got that little fella right there with the what is this, the Rebirth from Mike Vapes on top of there, rocking and rolling. In that I got some Surf Satisfying. trying that out after like everybody tells me that it's good. So far, it's decent. Next, I got the Reckoning on top of the Red Dreamer with the Constant Contact.
Ooh.
I still think I need like a copper top cap or a copper RDA just to make it all complete. But
Yes.
in that, I have some rectum balls because I can't stay away from that. And then lastly, Grip Recoil Rebel DHD drip tip. And in that, I have Brewed Awakenings. Was
Cool.
it apple cider? So yeah, that's me right there. So you want to move on to some advocacy and ranty time?
Ranty time.
All right, ranty time.
The governor of New York needs to find a new job.
Exactly.
Dude, like, emergency order. He moves to ban flavored e-cigarettes as an emergency order. So it's like the second state in the nation that says fruity flavors are popular to children and teenagers. And then amid this surge of vaping related illnesses and deaths, Governor Andrew Cuomo
Uh-huh.
of
Yeah.
New York announced just today that he would pursue emergency regulations this week to quickly ban the sale of flavored e-cigarettes. And then he moves to say that governor's actions comes days after President Trump announced an effort to ban similar vaping products at the federal level. And if New York does outlaw flavored e-cigarettes, it would become the second state to move towards the ban. And then we all know who the first one is.
Yeah, well, no one saw that coming at all. No one even looked at Michigan as being, the center of all this garbage that's going down.
Mhm.
But with what Kumo's done, this is all about MSA money.
Mhm.
There's no two ways. I'd like someone to verify it for me whether or not they've actually defaulted on their bonds, on the MSA money bonds that they were buying. And I have a sneaky suspicion that that's what's gone down over there, and that the doctor that he had on with him, who's he a shill for? Who does he work for in the background? Who
Yep.
does he? No, I want to know this stuff, because everyone now, they're not happy. We've got people that I've spoken to in the last few hours, and late last night my time. They're actually asking for civil disobedience now in New York. Enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
This governor has overstepped the mark beyond, and then he takes the conversation into AR-15s and fight, hardware like that. I thought, hang on a second, what are you doing? Is this about a vaping ban, or is this about MSA money, or is this about we know that your doctor is a shill, but who's he the shill for? And then the fourth part is gun control, and I'm like, wow, you're actually going against POTUS on this. Like, POTUS says one day that he wants to ban vaping or like flavored products. The next day he comes out and he says, well, it's not all that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Bada Bing goes back again, and this guy's going against the whole grain of things. I can tell you right now, Greg Connolly is not a happy man with this.
Oh yeah.
Him and quite a lot of others are descending on DC this week for the big VTA conference.
Mm-hmm.
And they've actually, from my understanding, they might actually get some time with the Vice President Pence. If this happens, right? We've now made, right? The vaping community worldwide has now made the President of the United States listen to us. And Kumo came out and said, what was it? That this vaping community is so well put together that we've threatened the president. You goddamn right, motherfucker.
Mhm.
Because guess what? We're going to come after your job next.
Mhm.
You will not be sitting in office if we've got anything to do with it. And I'm on the other side of the world, so bring it on, bitch.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got
and-
friends all over the world ready to fucking smack your ass up the side of the head and throw you out of office.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, like we've had
Josh
people
Rhodes, the Florida survey, I actually think someone has flipped those numbers upside down. Okay? I actually think that someone has flipped the numbers on that survey completely upside down. I don't think that's right at all.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I think I saw a picture in their current earnings as a state for the year of 2018. I think it's 1 billion overall of their state earnings is from big tobacco. Like from the year 2018, they've earned $1 billion USD.
Oh, it's actually over the $1 billion mark now. And I'll go back to MSA. This is all about MSA money. This is about fucking corruption at the top level. I'm sorry, but anyone that knows me out there knows that I do my research before I come up with an idea or a theory. And this is showing me, and I live in Australia, for fuck's sake, and I can read between the lines of what's going on.
Oh yeah.
You know, enough is enough. Enough.
No, yeah, it's been complete and utter bullshit, honestly, with everything. And even then, like, at a point, I just feel like it's turned into a pissing contest on who could put the most harshest law. Like, after the Michigan thing went down, then the president said something, then Jersey wants to ban vaping altogether. It's just...
That will never pass, okay? If you might know, you might not know. Jersey's also a manufacturing hub in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of industry there, and I really don't think that they're going to get that through because some of the employers that I know in Jersey, they actually allow vaping in their workplace, and they're not going to put up with this. They don't want their staff to go back to smoking combustibles because they don't want people having smoke breaks all the time.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because those smoke breaks cut into production, cut into so much stuff because everybody's got to run outside. Correct.
And this is what I really do not understand. I have people. I have an office that I converse with in the United States. They're an IT firm, and the owner of the firm has 15 staff. Now, out of that 15 staff, 11 of them originally smoked, but he did a turnaround and he said, I will buy you all devices and liquids, whatever it takes to get you off combustible cigarettes, and I will allow the whole office to be vape friendly. You can vape at your desk. Hello? That's using your noodle. That's not being a dickhead about things. That's actually using your brain.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Freemason, a lot of it is just bullshit money getting flung around and who's getting what, and that's the thing we're fighting in all reality. It's not even that they care about the kids, not that they care about public health. It's money. It just always boils down to who's getting what and whose pockets are being lined.
And especially like Trump's campaign money. And I don't speak usually about politics just because I don't want to, you know. But like 2 million or 2 billion, I think, or 2 million. 2 million USD was donated to Trump's campaign fund by Altria. and by another company that I forgot the name. And if anyone in chat could maybe elaborate on that for me, then please do so. But like his campaign money is like 2 million from Altria, so there's that too.
Yeah, but he's also got shares. Trump in his share portfolio actually has tobacco shares. So, look, enough is enough. And Freemason, if you want to know like the truth of where the ban is coming from and why, if you look very closely and clearly at the states that are banning, first and foremost, lower socioeconomic, except for New York. New York is quite wealthy,
Yeah.
but they're all looking for this MSA money, and I'll tell you straight up and down, they have defaulted on their bonds. 100%. They're playing the game here, and it's Russian roulette.
I mean, that's why California has been so pushy about it for the last 2 years.
California. Jesus, don't go there with me.
Oh, I know. But I mean, that's like where their whole, we need to ban vaping. It's the whole idea of their bonds are crap. They can't pay them back. They've been in a, okay, I lived in California most of my youth up until the age of 17.
Yep.
And I remember when we left the state, they were in such a harsh deficit that it wasn't even funny. And it's only gotten worse.
Yeah. But you also have, if you look closely at the states that are banning it first up, also look for who they've got manufacturing pharmaceuticals or who has branches of the big players. You've got to look for J&J, you've got to look for GSK, you've got to look for the others that are there. And then out of New York, you have Bloomberg as well. And he wants to throw 160 million at this. And I said, well, right. You're very, very silly for a start, because when the truth comes out, are you going to start printing and, putting out retractions for the garbage that you've been spouting? All the mistruths, the lies, all of it. Yeah, there is no middle class in Victoria. You're right. In California, you're right with that one. I agree.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of things that, if they really cared about the children's welfare, there's a lot of other things that they can go after, but they don't, because those things make them money, whereas we don't.
Well, okay. Clown, if you can, on your other screen, can you pull up Gottlieb's Twitter account right now?
Sure.
And see what he said? See what he said? This is quite interesting. Gottlieb, what? He does all this to the industry, and now what? He wants to become the white knight again. I'm reading something into this in his last tweet regarding like the flavor bans and stuff, and I went, wow, here we go.
Let me see. It says sign off account last time going forward. Follow me, Scott Gottlieb.
It's Scott Gottlieb, MD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With singular mission that's palpable as a pass-through these doors each day. We protect public. We promote health. Our mission is indispensable.
Keep scrolling down. There was something there a few hours ago about Kumo, and he went after him.
After
whether
who?
or not he.
So
Kumo.
I think it's this tweet that says, does this mean that Governor Kumo's ban will also extend to the medicinal THC and CBD vapes sold in New York?
Jackpot. Here we go.
So that are the products most closely linked to acute injuries and deaths. Will he be among the first governors to take action against THC oils?
Correct. Jackpot. What does that tell you?
I'm actually confused about his stance.
Okay. Here's the thing. This is proving to the people. I was never a fan of Gottlieb, right?
Yeah.
For a start, everyone knows that. I knew that he was a snake in the grass, but now it seems that his hands were actually tied when he was the FDA commissioner. Now he's coming out and reversing some of the damage that he did while he was in the position.
And again, it's just
He seems to be an interesting guy because of his stance, flopping hip here and there up until recently as well.
oh,
Yeah, but you got to take that point, right? Whether or not his hands were tied.
True. Because
And-
now that I think of it,
Now that he's on the board of Pfizer, he's speaking out a lot more.
yeah, I've been noticing that.
How and or why, for that matter.
What does Pfizer have coming out?
I can't disclose. I'm
Oh,
under
so-
I'm under NDA. Sorry, mate.
No, that's fine. But still, I mean, it is one of those fucking things where you just, it makes you really, really question everything.
Well, you know, this isn't tin foil shit anymore. This is real.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the playbook is on the table, and I said the last time I was on this show that the players have been chosen, the table has been set. We don't have a seat at the table yet.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
But come to Tuesday, US time, there's going to be a huge announcement out of DC.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a huge announcement by the VTA and everyone that's there, all the state leaders of all the advocacy groups. Wait for that, because the other part that you have to put into your thought process right now is when the VTA actually filed the lawsuit regarding the PMTA process.
Yep.
These bans all of a sudden appeared.
Mhm.
As soon as that appeared, there was deaths.
Mm-hmm.
There was the whole THC debacle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything appeared. But if you look back in the data, it states that these problems were starting in July. But it wasn't until that lawsuit was brought against the FDA that everything went pear-shaped. You got to see the timelines here. You got to understand the timelines, and you got to think outside the square for a minute.
Yeah.
Is this all retaliation for what VTA has done, or part of?
Most likely. I mean, it's one of those things of their, like I said it, I think I said it last week. They're playing their hand at this point. They're pushing back because they know they have nothing on us.
Mhm.
Now you've got it in one. You're understanding my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Clown, you and I, we talk all the time.
Oh yeah, I know we do, dude. We've gone on like for 2 hours. Just I had to like be like, hey, I gotta go to work. But we've had these conversations for months.
But you understand what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And if Kumo gets this on the East Coast,
Mhm.
and you get West Coast, it's like a piece of honeycomb, right? You find the holes,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of it just turns into that cone right across the rest of the continent. That's what you got to look at. Yeah, the VTA action was a few weeks ago, but the VTA action, I think that the government is now pushing back against that action against the FDA. 100%. I think that this is knee-jerk reaction to a very well organized international group of vapors
Mm-hmm.
putting their heads together and saying, well, no, this is unfair.
Yeah.
If the laws were a little different and we could sit down, I'm not saying go and sit around a table and sing Kumbaya, but Jesus, come on.
Hey, they actually gave us a seat at the table to speak our piece. Because, I mean, what is it? Dan went to the hearing in Michigan.
Yep.
And he said some people showed up. When he got up to talk, nobody really cared what he had to say. They don't give a damn.
Correct.
You know?
But that statement last night or this morning for you guys or whatever it was for Kumo, that was just an absolute kick in the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really appreciate how that's gone down, because everything that was coming out of his mouth was just like, wow, you're going backwards and forwards between tobacco policy, health policy, and gun control. What's gun control got to do with this issue? First and foremost.
Yeah.
Why did you even put that in the same conversation? Because it doesn't belong there.
No.
Well, I mean, they're probably trying to tie it in together and just make it all pass. I mean, like, it's one of those things. Like, I hate how our government works, where they could sneak a law that they either want to pass or they don't with something else that they know will or won't pass, and
Sure.
it just makes things so complicated and just it's a shit show. Honestly, DIY Down Under, like, a lot of this has become very bipartisan. It doesn't matter Republican, Democrat, they're all fucking doing it to us now.
Mhm.
It's
I mean, the past few couple of days, I mean, Kumo, we've all believed that it was the Democrats only, but I think, is Gretchen like a Republican? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, there's bipartisan support for this now from the way you look at it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's support from both sides. It's not just one side anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get other offers put out there to actually ban the whole industry, bipartisan support to throw even hardware under the bus. Yet, if that was to happen, there's only a handful of US manufacturers.
Yeah.
The majority of the stuff is actually manufactured in China or throughout Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So that would then also go against the free trade agreements that are in play.
Sure.
And Trump's been stirring the pot with China now for quite some time.
Oh yeah, well, didn't he add another tariff not too long ago?
Everyone wants to add tariffs for whatever reason, but that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he wants to impose that kind of crap, you better watch out. Trump's not going to be there next year because of this.
Oh yeah, I mean, you look
single issue voters, right, that are vapors, are going to turn this around. There's no two ways. If Ronald McDonald Gump gets back in, then you've got a problem.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean,
you have the same issue that we have here in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, the corruption, it's just beyond comprehension. And we're seeing it left, right, and center now. And it's coming to the surface. It's like playing whack-a-mole in the United States with these governors.
Yeah.
One pops up with one thing. The governor of Utah comes out and says now they're finding opioids in vaping liquids. And I could name every liquid that was on that table in that photo. And I thought, wow, here we go. Seriously?
And didn't they use it like a P test for those ones?
Yeah.
Which is like the most, for me, kind of like the unreliable thing to do, right?
Well, it's not there to
give real results.
Well, it's not even geared up to test for set products in PG or VG base, for that matter. The chemicals that are actually in the concentrates will also falter the test. There's way too many variables being thrown there. If you're testing for a specific item, yes, you can. But unless each of those liquids was gassed, impossible to put those reports out. I saw the list of the companies and what they said was in them. I thought, yeah, wow. And then they get to like the fifth one on the list or the sixth one on the list. And there was even PCP. I thought, oh, really? We're all vaping PCP now. I think I've been buying for the wrong shops because, something doesn't add up there.
DIY Down Under, to your comment, I mean, the dude is all about popularity. He likes being loved and he likes praise, and that's why he made that one statement. But even then, I mean, it's one of those things of we can't take that thumb off, honestly, because it's just you got to keep that pressure on. And I mean, we've been trying making the phone calls and all that stuff, and just
emails, surveys, petitions, and I mean, we're as of the moment, actually, like it has turned like a little effect, or no, not a little effect. It has an effect on the president actually,
Mhm.
because it's turned in his Twitter, and actually, like I've been on Twitter like a lot lately, and it has actually exhausted like pretty much like all my time, couple of, you know, all day recently. So like he's actually acknowledging the counterfeit in this community already, and that there there's another thing where he speaks about the kids again. But other than that, I think that he's actually acknowledging that there's this, you know, hold on, I'm going to his Twitter already. He says, where is it? He tweets so many stuff, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He
I
does
know.
like,
I think was it like year 2 they actually ran a survey of do we need to keep him on a leash when it comes to his Twitter account.
no, like he has like a nuclear bot in here and then the Twitter bot in here. So that's why it's two different things. But yeah, carry on. I'm just searching for that.
Yeah, it's. Sorry, I'm just replying to something that's going on in the background.
No, okay. So I actually found it. It's like while I like the vaping alternative to cigarettes, we need to make sure that this alternative is safe for all. And let's get counterfeits off the market and keep young children from vaping. Basically, that's what he said. So I mean, he acknowledged the counterfeits, but like all we want is fair regulations, fair
Mhm.
and logical regulations. That's all we want.
No, I mean that's the thing. I mean, okay, for the most part, I know there are some companies out there that are complete garbage and they can all go to hell. But uh, at the same time, we already have like set rules. You know, no underage, no this, no that, and just even like with the whole FDA thing, we haven't had even proper guidance this whole time, and we've been dealing with that. And they're supposed to get that set up what in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So who knows?
So I mean, the last time I think that we got Paul and the show was like 2 3 months ago, maybe, or a couple of months ago. I forgot, man. But like, what is the update now in Australia? So I mean, and how does this, since I mean you are located in Australia, how does this thing in US kind of like affect the US, or not the US, but like the Australian vaping scene now?
Well, yesterday, the ABC ran another article. I was interviewed by the ABC, and it was a positive article regarding vaping and vape technology and the whole vape space. Yesterday, they turned around and they brought out all these different reports, sliced them all together of what's going on in the United States, and started throwing us under the bus. For what reason, I do not know. We've been gaining a lot of good press here, a lot of traction.
Mm-hmm.
The rhetoric that's coming out of the United States is actually damaging what's going on here. We have a health minister, Greg Hunt, that was meant to be part of the interview, refused. Right? He wouldn't be listened to.
The interview with you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't be part of it. Right. That's really interesting, that side of it. And then we go to find out that that there's a study going on here. We knew, but we didn't know when it actually started. It started in February, and we've seen none of the scope of what's going to be included in this study. We have no understanding of what they're looking for, testing for, and in what time frame. All we know is that the study is going to be finished by December 2020, and in that period of time, another 38,000 people are going to die from smoking-related illness.
Yep.
This is an issue. Right? We've asked for the data to be brought down, like in sections, so we can go through it and try and speak to these try and speak to these government bodies. The university that's actually doing this study, the lead scientist on it came out in what she said in the little video that was put together by the ABC yesterday. She has pretty much, she's not pro vaping at all. You can see that in the way she speaks and her body language. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
You have the conversion rate of smokers to the vape space dropping. You have misinformation being put out there by the media networks here, and by the way, Murdoch and the Fox Group, if you want to go that way, they actually run 70% of our media here in Australia. So it's very one-sided. We can't get real-time data and information out to the people. We're not allowed to actually go out and say that, like, we can't take out a full-page ad and say, well, vaping is 95% safer than smoking a cigarette, because that then is advertising a health claim.
Mm-hmm.
So that's banned.
Yeah, which still,
regardless of how it's worded,
mm-hmm.
you won't get it through.
Yeah,
they'll just crush it.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfair. Shops are hurting. Different makers are hurting here. Then you have New Zealand that wants to impose similar restrictions to the TPD with limitation of 3ml tanks and 10ml bottles, regulation on nicotine strengths, which I agree with. I totally agree with that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've said it before, but this boom of Nick salts, I think they've gone ridiculous with it, and there's no need for it to be that high.
No.
It's Freemason. It's the government apparently, but it's more of a peer review. If the study was going to be done properly, it should have been done by the TGA, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, for a start. It shouldn't have been done by Curtin University, which is Canberra, where all the policies are made here in Australia. And you watch. I can't wait for the first block of this data to come out. I cannot wait, because I'll tell you right now, there's going to be that much bullshit in it. It's not going to be funny. It's going to be playing whack-a-mole with the whole government document, going through it, sifting through it, and finding one scary of decent information. The rest of it's all just going to be crap. And I'll tell you right now, they will cite documents and studies dating back to 2012 to 2014 with testing, both with testing apparatus and with what they're actually looking for. E-liquid manufacturing industry has taken it upon themselves to, pretty much for the best of it, get rid of diacetyl and acetylpropanol. But, that really doesn't matter. And then again, are we going to go down the same pathway as the United States, having everything tested here? Sure, that'll happen. Mr. Cheney.
So, Frank, since you asked Paul that question, is this affecting you guys in Canada at any rate, or are you guys still staying on track?
Dude, in Canada, there's a huge kind of difference in what's happening here. As of the moment, we haven't feel any yet of the effects that's happening in US. But the thing is, it's being talked about.
Yeah.
And once it's being talked about, you'll be sure that it's already going to be in the heads of the lawmakers, implementers, and as well as hi Adituni, by the way, and pretty much all the citizens of Canada. So what's currently happening is, I mean, just like this. Okay, so in my area, they only have like a small restriction on vape shops where once, let's say, for example, a person comes in, you have a 15-second window in order for you to check their ID once they check once they step on your shop. And apparently, like a lot of shops are actually getting fined because of that time limit.
Yeah.
Like not just around 100, it's $500 currently for the first fine. The second fine would be close to 5,000. So like, I mean, currently it's not affecting us in any manner yet, but since it's being talked about, it's going to be like a big brother, small brother thing where since the people that's in the border, or not in the border, but like, you know, in the other border would do it, it's actually quote unquote logical for Canada to actually do it, which kind of like doesn't make sense because Health Canada already declared that it's a much safer alternative. And then a couple of months ago, actually, like a certain YouTuber that I won't name, Health Canada sponsored a video of the harms of vaping, which is also inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
So while we are actually not okay, I wouldn't say it's not that bad. We're on an okay manner. It takes one person to like rock the boat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one person that could rock the boat and then suddenly,
We're
it
in a
could happen.
shithole.
Basically.
It's the problems that are happening in the United States right now. It's actually filtering down right throughout the world.
Yep.
But if you look at the UK, Brent Stafford from Regulator Watch just did an amazing interview with the UK Health Minister.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, right, here we go. Now, this is the truth that should be being put out there, not the bullshit rhetoric that's coming out of the United States.
Yeah.
This is how it needs to be. I wish we had some of the politicians from the UK that actually understand that this is a life-saving technology. There's no two ways.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of it also goes into the whole privatized health. I mean, if we had universal health care like they do in the UK, they'd give more of a shit because they'd have to foot the bill at that point.
Yep.
Well, that's what's happening right now. Are you serious, Pippa? Not even funny. That's been a friend in my family for over 30 years, so leave it alone. Look, the United States will never go there. They've always been profit-driven or corporation-driven. Right? That's first and foremost. When I lived in the US, it was a little different. Right? It wasn't as blatant as what it is now.
We've become an overly sensitive society, just saying.
It's
true.
It's harsh to watch it.
It's harsh to live in it.
Yeah.
Like, we seriously keep talking about moving out of here. Like, me and my wife, if we had the money today, we'd get the fuck out.
Where would you look at going?
I don't know. Just don't want to be here anymore. Maybe Canada, because it is the closest, but it's just one of those things, just like how everything's going, policies, just I've said it before, but I really see us going down the route of a second civil war, because between social unrest, political unrest, everything, it's just a lot of fucking shit.
You can move to Mexico.
No. I might be Hispanic, but I don't want to get shot.
There's that too.
Well, and I mean, bringing that point up, I mean, with all these bans and stuff, if they're really not wanting this to get any worse, they're gonna make it worse. They're gonna make the black market go to that level. I mean, I'm just saying, cartel could fucking jump on that. They could start making e-liquids.
Don't you dare go there, dude.
I know,
wow.
but that's the
What's
thing,
with
though.
these jokes, man?
That's not even a joke, because to me,
that's not a joke.
That's not a joke. I'm
serious.
Serious. No, I'm serious. With this whole bringing on of bans and stuff, it goes black market. Look at what happened to any other drug that they've put a war on. It all went to that shit, and it's turned in. It just brings on a violent element. I mean, the 1920s showed us that prohibition does not work, and they keep fucking trying it.
Oh, there was even a section in that Kumo interview that I watched, that he turned around and he said, well, someone in that, one of the reporters actually came out and said, well, is this like Prohibition 2.0, Yeah. And then he liked the graphic of going in and breaking up fucking barrels, and I thought, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Seriously? Really? Prohibition 2.0. Prohibition never worked.
It did. And that's the sad part. If he's willing to bring up that point, he should know that it didn't work. It actually made things worse. Because bootlegging was a thing. Bathtub liquor was a thing, and it was killing people. And
Hell yeah, you could.
And people were killing for the money that it made.
Correct. And, for him to even, it wasn't even a tongue-in-cheek, comment that he made. He was looking at the graphic of kicking in barrels. I can put my boots on. It was like he was almost getting a hard on for that. That was how scary it was. I was like, wow.
I mean, it falls onto the whole idea of they've been so like shitty about a lot of their policies and stuff, and they're trying to make up for all that with this, but it's like, no, it's not going to help. It actually hurts a lot more than anything else.
Well, when all this broke, I was here working on something, and the news from Michigan broke, and all of a sudden, I'm in a private Zoom room with a lot of state leaders from VTA. There was a whole bunch of us in there trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And then all of a sudden, there was emergency meetings going on all over the place. Following day, I'm having emergency meetings with my employer. I'm going, well, what do we do here? And the liquid makers, 24 hours after that, my inbox when I got up the following morning was like, you got to be joking. Seriously? He said, well, I've heard you talk about, an idea. And I said, look, this isn't a life raft for everyone. This is a life raft for the people that really need it to actually keep food on the table.
Yep.
It's not, it's not, one hit wonder type money, and it's not in Candy King. You can take a hike because you and One Hit Wonder are flying around in your private jets. You really don't care. You really don't care. And it's time now that the Chinese manufacturers, and I'm saying all of them, I don't care who you are, all of them have to step up to the plate, because if the ban for hardware comes into play, you got a lot of problems. I've had emergency meetings. We've probably got 20 slots open in production at the moment. That's it. What? Are we meant to take on 500 liquid makers? How? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. But yeah, my inbox was overflowing the following morning. I couldn't believe it.
Like, since you have your finger on the pulse a bit more than us, do you know if this has affected like Europe or like, Dubai, since they're getting very pro vaping over there? Has that made any impact to that?
Well, the UAE looks to the United States for guidance in some things. I think it's too early for anyone to call that one.
Yeah.
That's that's a bit scary if we're going to call that. But yes, in part, Europe, certain companies that were selling into Europe are now finding it harder to supply said product to their customers. The other part that really gets me, I'm friends of a shop owner. They've got 5 shops in Colorado, and the big one there is they supply a lot of the people in the military. They ship to a lot of military like bases around the world. Now, if an online ban came into play, they're not allowed to ship to their clients. How's that going to affect people? Do they really understand what the fuck they're doing here? Seriously. Like, think about it from, a layman's term. You're deployed to, I don't know, some weird and wonderful place in the Middle East, but you can still get mail.
Yeah.
This is your preferred liquid line, and you know that you get A1 service from them. You're not going to change to bop bop ding ding down the road, are you?
No.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. This is putting a lot of pressure on a lot of different people. Like Addy Tooney will tell you, it's exhausting. Twitter's like a battleground at the moment.
Yeah.
Like it's more than a battleground. Seriously.
Oh yeah, dude. Trust me, I spent many an hour going through tweets and this and that, and it's been a pain in the ass. But gotta keep fighting. And, I mean, I will say I like the surge, but at a point I'm peeved at the fact that we had to wait for this shit to happen for anybody to actually make a move.
Sure.
Like, I don't know, that actually, it's still like, as much as I like that, a lot of things are happening, it still pisses me the hell off that we had to wait for this to come up.
Well, 2016 when Deeming got handed down, 8-8, I can actually remember being on Fresh's show with Addy.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about 8-8 coming down the pipe, and we're all like, "Well, is this Vaporgeddon?" We thought that's what it was then, and then we rethought what was going on. There wasn't true guidance as to what was happening then, and the FDA didn't know what the hell they were doing back then.
They still don't.
Now, oh my God, there's not enough labs in the United States, Canada, and surrounding countries to even test said liquid. Second to that, they haven't put any stipulation on what they're looking for in the PMTA process in liquid manufacturing, or what the standards are.
Yeah.
Where? Show it to me. I'd love to have a read because I can't find it anywhere. And I've subscribed to the FDA website for updates on what's going on.
Yeah.
And I can't get any clarity. I got my hand in the air right now going, well, what the fuck's going on? Can someone explain that to me?
Well, I mean, that was even when they were doing that whole, what was it, the Orange Initiative or what the fuck they're called?
Truth Initiative?
Yeah, the Truth. No, I know, but they tried suing the FDA saying that they need to move this up, and even the FDA said, we're not ready. We don't have anything set. We need the extension. And because they weren't ready. I mean, they're not ready. They don't know what they're doing.
Even 10 months, this is going to come crashing down. There's still not enough time.
Oh,
simple. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. If you think about the amount of liquid that's on the market and hardware right now, the majority of the hardware comes from China, sure. But the amount of liquid, so for argument's sake, you get 2 concentrates. You mix them at how many different variations can you do with 2 concentrates? Heaps. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Even by 0.1%. And you're talking the chemistry will change again and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to test? What is the protocol? The protocol's not in play yet.
Yeah.
But is it going to come to the point where, and this is something I'll talk to you about after the show. But is this going to come to the point of what's going on in Europe right now? Is the United States going to follow TPD restrictions in the liquid manufacturing side of things?
Mm-hmm.
Second to that, will they try, and when I say try, and limit tank sizes for open systems?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, I know there's been talks about short fills here in the U.S. for a couple of years now.
Sure.
Just for that simple idea, in fact. But it's a lot of variables. It's a lot of people that are just bouncing back and forth, trying to see who does what. And it's just terrible. But I think we hit that hour mark. And I think we're gonna call it, right, Mr. Frank?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to promote?
Actually, Twitter. So Twitter, I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff in Twitter. Basically, so it's now Frank Wolfbite on Twitter. I can't do Frank Wolf because there's someone that's saying Frank Wolf, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So Frank Wolfbite on Twitter, follow me there. And yeah, I don't do much Instagram anyway, so that's just like Twitter, Frank Wolfbite, and then we always do this show every Sunday. So 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. We ain't done change that shit. And yeah, basically Vape Radio every Saturday, that's 5 p.m. Pacific, and not 5 p.m., but like 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central on Sundays. Saturdays it's 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Centrals, and replays on SoundCloud and on this channel. So yeah.
All right. Any and all links that Addy Tooney has been dropping, please follow them. Please do something.
Call your representatives and call the switchboard.
Send them letters and just annoy the living piss out of them, because you got to have your voice heard. If you're here, you probably give a shit about vaping, and you got to do something.
First and foremost, I want to put this out there. Take the time to actually write a physical letter and send it to Trump, right?
Yep.
And the second thing that I would like to see, and I put this out on a show the other day, I would like to see every liquid manufacturer in the United States send their complete line of liquids in 0 milligram to the White House. Overwhelm him with physical props. He likes things to be real, as he says. Send all your liquid lines.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what happens. Overwhelm him with liquid. I think he'd fall off his chair if he saw exactly how many people he's going to put out of work with this garbage.
There you have it. I mean, honestly, that's a good idea. Honestly, trying to actually push, like, actually send a message. Like, it's actually sending a message, letting him know what he just dove into, what he's awoken.
Yeah, but there'd be a couple of semi-trailers full of liquid as mail appear on his doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
You think Grim Green's got it hard with vape mail? Let's give him the ultimate vape mail from hell. And guess what? Every single package has to be open.
Yep.
Just send them your whole line in individual packages.
Yep. One by one, man.
That'd be funny as hell, actually, because every single package has to be security checked, scanned, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Right? Tested. You would screw up
Holy
a mail system for a number of months, people.
Yep.
Dude, Santa would just laugh at him.
USPS, get ready.
All right, so yeah, I thank you for joining us and all that kind of jazz. And we will catch you guys next week here again at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, catch you guys next time.